Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
The heat is here. Here's a live look at the Torch of Friendship downtown. Despite the sun being down for a couple hours, temperatures still hovering in the 90s right now. The big question, can the Texas power grid continue to meet demand?
Now, flames intensified today's weather conditions in San Antonio. That fire cut off power to thousands of people for hours. And those power problems are on the same day that many of you got an alert that was sent to your phone. Leaders want you to conserve power.
Yeah, ERCOT, which manages the state's grid, asked for that conservation earlier today. They tracked today's demand, and the graph you're looking at shows they were able to keep up with that demand for the day. They are also forecasting that they will be able to keep the power on tonight.
So here's the question. What went wrong? Well, what caused the fire that left 3,500 people without power on the city's south side?
The night team's Patty Santos went to Pyron Avenue near Hancock to speak with neighbors.
And I was like the power just went out, is everything okay? And he's like, no, there's a fire over here.
As flames went up at the Pyron CPS Energy substation, so did the temperatures for residents around there.
We heard the transformer pop, but it always popped, so it was no big deal.
This time, it was a big deal, knocking out power to more than 3,500 CPS Energy customers. Some businesses forced to shut down for the day.
We started seeing business right around 6 o'clock, so when the power went out, we're like, oh no, but at the same time, this heat is going to heat my building up so quickly that I had to shut down. I didn't have a choice.
The outage happening just hours after a phone alert was sent out asking customers to conserve energy as temperatures reached 107 degrees.
I was expecting to lose electricity at some point.
The lights came back on about an hour after the fire. In a tweet, CPS Energy said the customers were taken offline for safety, but they say the cause of the fire will be investigated. But it was enough to worry some.
It's miserable. And I'm from Arizona, so this is still miserable for me.
And the latest from CPS Energy tonight is that there was a piece of equipment that caught fire that caused all these problems. Residents also telling me this is a really good reminder for them to have a plan if they lose power during this heat wave. Know who to call and know where the nearest cooling center is for you. We have a list of that on KSAT.com. And of course, don't forget to check on your elderly neighbors. Stefania?
Patty, thank you. Now, some people hope to beat today's heat in cooling centers around town, including one man who says he's homeless.
It helps out a lot, especially when, I don't have a place to go and I at least get out of the heat for a while. And it's definitely a health concern. As long as I keep water on me, But yeah, this is a lifesaver. And like I said, I can charge my phone too.
Now, you definitely have to feel for them. We saw more of the unsheltered in tents under a bridge. The night team's John Paul Barajas spoke with one man living on the streets, and he also spoke with those hoping to help.
A living hell.
It's been 7 months of life on the streets.
Unbelievably bad. I'm from the north, and I'm not used to anything like this. Terrible.
This man who asked to stay anonymous says he doesn't know how he'd survive in this heat without places like Corazon Ministries Day Center.
After they're finished, hang out for a little while longer and then find a place until the sun stops beating down upon us. And sometimes that's 9 o'clock at night.
Directors at the Corazon Day Center explain they take in people from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. After that, people who still want to stay out of the sun are directed to other organizations. But even then, demand is low.
187 people came through our door. By 3 o'clock, there were maybe 5 people left.
Their intake numbers are usually between 150 and 200. The number of people they've assisted is typical. Haven for Hope says they haven't seen a change in their numbers either.
It's been pretty much the same. We haven't seen a significant uptick.
Both organizations say, for the most part, the homeless population here is used to the heat and would rather tough it out, which is worrisome as the temperatures continue to rise. They rely heavily on outreach and, at minimum, getting people water and cooling towels if they don't want shelter to try and keep people as safe as possible.
Whether it's extreme cold or extreme heat, is that people are passing away on the street. During the snowstorm, obviously, we lost a handful to the weather, but I don't know how many we've lost recently to the extreme heat.
Both Corazon Ministries and Haven for Hope said they see the numbers increase the most when temperatures drop below freezing. They fear that people's high heat tolerance could escalate to heat exhaustion or other heat-related illnesses if people are not careful, which is why they say it is also frustrating when their services are turned down. In downtown, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Yeah, definitely something to take seriously. I mean, it's no joke. This week's heat is so intense, in fact, it's forcing the San Antonio Zoo and Kiddie Park to close early.
Yeah, both the zoo and the park will be open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily through at least Friday. Let's bring in meteorologist Adam Caskey. Adam, definitely hot out there today. Was this the worst of it, or are we going to start to see things kind of knock off here the rest of the week?
You know, I do think temperatures will be trimmed back a little bit in the days ahead, ever so slowly and incrementally, and we could actually drop below 100 for the first time so far this month, later on this week. I want to talk about our 107 degrees today. That was the official high temperature at the airport. That's a record high for the day by 3 degrees. And it's tied for the hottest July temperature ever on record here in San Antonio. As for all-time temperature readings, it comes in at the 5th hottest temperature ever recorded, tied for the 5th hottest. Now, as you wake up tomorrow morning, we'll have 80 degrees, clear sky, calm wind. You'll notice the humidity out there, and we'll be back up into the triple digits. We'll talk about how hot it's going to be and where, how the humidity is going to play a role in the heat index and feels like temperature, and the opportunity for a few more showers. We'll see you in just a bit.
Adam, thank you. Meals on Wheels wants to help thousands of clients cool off, and you can help them. You can deliver cooling kits, AC units, and box fans. So here's the deal. They need 400 people to sign up to make deliveries, and they're going to deliver the items this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11. If you want to sign up, visit MOWSATX.org. And when you go to that website, which you see right there in yellow on your screen, you're going to find a link right on the Meals on Wheels homepage.
And if you need to keep yourself cool at home, we asked the pros for a few tips to keep your air conditioners in tip-top shape. To prevent your system from working too hard, they recommend keeping your blinds or curtains closed, using ceiling fans, and switching out the filters to your AC every month. And before your HVAC gives out, make sure you have an expert inspect your AC unit on a yearly basis. We're also tracking this heat wave right now on KSAT's social media pages and on KSAT.com. There you will find a list of all the cooling centers here in San Antonio and in Bexar County. You'll also find information to protect yourself from heat exhaustion and heat stroke.
Another news at this hour, continued silence from the Uvalde District Attorney's Office. DA Christina Mitchell Busby blocked the release of the 77-minute video taken inside Robb Elementary the day of the Uvalde shooting. Now, we've called her office. We have emailed her. Still no answer. Tonight, the father of one of the 21 victims tells the night team's Lee Waldman that he just wants to know what happened.
No matter when we get this information, my daughter's going to be gone, right? My daughter's already gone. Nothing's going to bring her back.
Alfred Garza, Amory Jo Garza's father, says he spoke with the DA last week and understands investigations take time. He just wants the full truth to come out.
I don't want to get deprived of that at the end. You know what I mean? Of the facts. Because I was wanting to get information sooner than when I should have.
In Dallas today, Governor Greg Abbott shared a different point of view, stressing the need for urgency alongside transparency.
I'm on the side of full disclosure of all the information to ensure that everybody in Uvalde will know exactly what happened. It must be done quickly.
The Texas House panel investigating the shooting wanted to release the video. Its chair, State Representative Dustin Burrows, shared this letter from Texas DPS last week. It says the Uvalde DA instructed DPS not to release the video.
We'll continue to put pressure on the situation and consider all options in making sure that video gets out for the public to view.
Today, Burrows tweeted it's his intention to share the video with the people of Uvalde, and he won't release it to the public until that happens. As a father whose daughter's life was ripped away, Garza believes facts of what happened on May 24th are important, but so are the actions that follow the tragedy.
No matter what information we get, it's not going to bring those kids back. But what we can do is we can protect the ones that we still have.
Garza talked about preventing this from happening again. He criticized the Safer Communities law signed today, saying it does not go far enough. He says real change needs to happen to protect children. The Texas House panel investigating the Robb Elementary shooting says their investigation should be wrapped up in just a few more days. Back to you.
Thank you, Lee. New guidance now on abortion could affect healthcare providers. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says hospitals must provide abortion services if the mother's life is at risk. That guidance, based on the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act. HHS says the federal law supersedes state law in states where bans do not make an exception for the life of the mother. Texas law does make that exception.
Still ahead on the Nightbeat, providing care in Uvalde for years to come. How the U.S. Surgeon General is hoping to help that community and the country. Our one-on-one just ahead.
Plus, gas prices continuing to fall around San Antonio. What's behind the drop so many drivers have been waiting patiently for? And the big question, what do experts think about how it will last?
Also a mystery inside of a local police department, how one investigation could affect cases in Bexar County and beyond. We'll have that story for you. It's next on the Nightbeat.
Welcome back. It's time for a look now at your headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. The Defender's uncovering an investigation into a local police department and its evidence room. The investigation is at the Schertz Police Department, but there is concern missing evidence could impact cases here in Bexar County, Comal, and Guadalupe counties. A source familiar with the case says the Schertz Police Department brought in an outside consultant to organize its property room. That consulting firm did not respond for comment when we reached out to them. The Schertz Police Department now has a new chief running that department. Nearly 1,000 new COVID-19 cases reported today. Metro Health also confirmed one new death and 335 people are hospitalized. We still remain in the high-risk category. More than half of new cases in the nation are the Omicron subvariant BA.5. Moderna announcing an updated vaccine that appears to produce more neutralizing antibodies against all variants. They plan to submit that data to the FDA this week. And gas prices are continuing to fall. San Antonio now seeing an average of $4.15 a gallon, and some stations are now selling under the $4 mark. But will it last?
Gas prices will go lower, even at those stations that are just freshly dropping under that $4 mark. And a lot of that is because the plummet in the price of oil that's recently occurred.
Gas Buddy expects it will take 2 to 3 weeks for gas stations to pass on the full savings to drivers. That decline depends, of course, on avoiding any further disruptions. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
And here's another news flash right now. The U.S. Health Department says that Hispanics are half as likely as whites to get mental health treatment. U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy says that needs to change. And he sat down with KSAT to talk about what's being done to help Latinos access more mental health treatment as our community continues to mourn the 21 people who were killed in Uvalde.
We are not going to forget about them.
A pledge from U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy to the families of Uvalde who continue grieving the 19 children and 2 teachers killed at Robb Elementary May 24th. Since that massacre, the majority Hispanic city of Uvalde has had access to something it didn't have before: expanded mental health counseling. The Uvalde Together Resiliency Center opened immediately after the tragic shooting. The Uvalde County District Attorney's Office wants to keep the place open through the next 5 years. Dr. Murthy says Uvalde will also get help at the federal level. He visited the city earlier today and paid his respects to the victims.
This community has been traumatized, and it may have been a moment in time that created this pain, but that pain and trauma will last for a long time. We've got to be able to provide this support, the mental health support that community needs.
Outside of Uvalde, Dr. Murthy says his office is also on a mission to expand access to mental health care, something he's working on with U.S. lawmakers.
We've already invested a significant amount of money from the American Rescue Plan from 2021 into the workforce development. So that's a key measure. The second thing that we're working on is to make sure that we strengthen something called the parity law. This is a law that would make it easier to actually get care because it would require insurance companies to reimburse fairly for mental health services.
And that law, by the way, the parity law, was passed back in 2008. Now, Dr. Murthy says there's one sign that things are getting better, and that is the expansion of telemedicine. Now people are communicating with their therapists online through their smartphones, so they're not as limited as they were before to local providers. Now we want to take a live look outside right now. Sky 12 over the torch of friendship. Yeah, you don't see too many people outside right now, even though 94 is a lot cooler than what we had earlier today. But here's the thing. Tomorrow, I just want to let y'all know the Botanical Garden has an event. It's called the Little Sprouts Hike. It's a weekly thing. It's for kids 5 and under, and they take them on trail hikes at the Botanical Garden. This is from 10 to 10:30. And Adam, got to bring you in here. I'm wondering what are the temperatures going to be like at that time?
90 degrees, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. At 10 o'clock, about 90 degrees, 10:30, maybe 91. So, and the sun's going to be out, so be prepared for the heat. And even some humidity, of course, noticeable humidity in the morning. I wanted to take a look at our day today because it was a record high, 107. The old record, 104. Held since 1917. The average high is 94 degrees. And I do think we could actually dip below 100 later on this week for a high temperature. But look at Del Rio. That was a record at 110. Cotulla, 111 for the high. Here's a look at our forecast. Tomorrow about 104. We get to Wednesday, 103. And then Thursday. Okay, right now we're predicting 99 degrees. Should that verify, it'd be the only day this month so far with a high temperature below 100. We'll wait and see how we do on Thursday. What's a degree amongst friends, right? You're not going to really notice much of a difference, but it's that psychological factor. So right now we're at 95 out there at the airport. Dew point is 68. Southeasterly breeze at 14. That's bumped up the humidity, so that dew point now a little bit higher at 68 degrees. Whereas in the afternoons, we'd see those dew points drop off a bit, and that helps mitigate the heat index just a little bit. We'll get into that forecast in a moment. First temperatures. Just shy of 100 in Cotulla at 99 degrees. Hondo, 97. Meanwhile, 89 in Kerrville. Gonzales currently at 91. 97 in Castroville. Stinson on the south side recording 94 degrees right now, along with Bulverde. So I mentioned that humidity, and in the afternoon it falls off a little bit. It still impacts the feels like factor. So tomorrow, I think we'll have a high temperature of 104. The bottom line is our high temperature forecast. The top line would be the heat index, or the feels like. So tack on about 2 degrees to the actual air temperature to get your feels like factor over the next several afternoons. I also want to talk about rain. We were fortunate in a few lucky spots to get a few showers past couple of afternoons, including today. Right now, along and near I-10, Kerrville, northern Kerr County, some activity. Where you see colors on the map, that's where we got rain today, especially around Lakey, just north and east of Lakey, over an inch. You get near Cordillera Ranch, and about 1.5 inches to 1.8 inches there. That's just north of 46 between Bergheim and Bernie. So a few folks cashed in on some downpours. Tracking the tropics, I would love a nice tropical storm to move in and just quickly move through, but give us a lot of rain. Some tropical moisture, low winds, nothing damaging, just good rain. There is a 30% chance of development here in the northern Gulf over the next 5 days. However, even if that does develop, I think the upper level high, the big blue H, is too strong and stubborn, and that wouldn't be able to move our way. So unfortunately, we can't even count on the tropics right now. Just those random and few pop-up afternoon showers, 10 to 20% chance the next few days. Here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast. 7 a.m., 80 degrees, 10 a.m. at 90. By noon, 96, and then a high temperature of 104. And notice at the bottom here, not much of a breeze either, just like the past few days. Not much of a wind. Up to 105, Devine and Pleasanton tomorrow, near 100 in the Hill Country. And tomorrow should be a record, and then again on Saturday, we'll make a run at the record of 102.
Right, thank you. So, Greg,
yes.
All right, Spurs in Vegas, are they going to be able to get their first win?
Well, they certainly looked like it for the first 3 quarters, but it did not happen again. So the Spurs remain winless in Las Vegas. There are a whole lot of other people who feel the same way when they go to Sin City. When we come back, more about how it went down tonight against the Rockets. And ice is cool with this look. Coming up. Our San Antonio Spurs still looking for their first win in the NBA Summer League play tonight against the Houston Rockets. San Antonio signed forward Dominic Barlow to a 2-way contract today. He shows why in the first quarter, corralling a bounce pass, getting it to fall, counted, and won. 3-point play. Spurs lead 20-19 after one. Second quarter, Spurs ramp up their defense. Blake Wesley with the steal. He's taking it the other way to the slam to 27-22 San Antonio. Then Robert Woodard does the exact same thing. Back-to-back dunks makes it 45-33 Spurs. Few plays later, Malachi Brannon Branham misses a three-pointer, but he follows that up with a rebound and lays it in. Spurs in control at halftime, up 54-46. Branham starts the third quarter strong, nailing a catch-and-shoot three for a 6-point lead. But San Antonio trails 67-65 after three. Then in the fourth, Branham strikes again, an elbow jumper. Branham has his best showing in the summer league with a team-high 20 points. Wesley had 14, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. But the Rockets pulled away in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Spurs 51-30 in the second half. Houston goes on to win at 97-84 as the Spurs fall to 0-3 in summer league play.
However, we only had a couple practices in summer league, and coming out on the court, it's kind of tough. We don't know how each other plays. We don't have team chemistry, but it's all about getting the reps in.
All right, after back-to-back games, they get a little rest now. They don't play again until Thursday at 2 o'clock against Atlanta. Former Spurs star Tony Parker made the trip to Las Vegas to check out the new-look Spurs. For him, it must be stunning because there's not a single player on the team now after he chose to play his last season in silver and black in 2018. So that begged the question, what are the Spurs doing with this team, especially following the trade of DeJounte Murray?
I have no idea what we're doing as a franchise, so I can't wait for my dinner with Coach Pop. Can't wait. On July 20, we have a big dinner with Chateau Lafite. I know you know that Smitty from Bordeaux, one of the best wine. And I can't wait to have a dinner with him and catch up on the team and what we're trying to do. We have a very, very young roster. I don't know 75% of the team, to be honest. And I'm in the basketball world. I'm scouting. I'm scouting, and I'm like looking at those names. I'm like, man, who's this?
Yeah, like the rest of us. Lugu also made it out to Las Vegas for the Summer League games. Parker's replacement, DeJounte Murray. This is his first interview since being introduced in Atlanta as a member of the Hawks following that blockbuster trade that brought the Spurs 3 first-round draft picks. DeJounte giving a little more insight on how the trade went down, and was he shocked when it happened?
My reaction was just, it was something me and Pop already talked about, so it wasn't really no big reaction because before it was done, I already knew what it was, and Pop knew what it was because that was our conversation. But at the end of the day, we all understand the business, and for me, I try to keep the same motto for me every day. Work hard and control what I can control, and I happen to be an Atlanta Hawk, and I'm just excited.
All right, the Spurs unveiled their Nike NBA Classic uniforms for their 50th anniversary this coming season. And if it looks familiar, it should, because the man making the reveal today wore it proudly when he suited up for the silver and black, the Iceman George Gervin. The Hall of Famer showing out the classic black with San Antonio written across the top. Just like the old road uniforms used to say, it was a way to honor the legacy of all the players who have been under the Spurs umbrella. And remember, back then it was also part of selling the city through the Spurs as a destination or tourist stop.
For me, and y'all now, excuse me for, the new era, but this has always been my favorite. The San Antonio, with this black jersey. I really loved it and so proud to be a part of it coming back. I want to thank the Spurs for that. This is special.
You wore it well, my friend. These uniforms will be worn by the Spurs players at select games on the road and at home this coming season. The latest on Deshaun Watson and his football future next.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
The final briefs from both the NFL and representatives for Deshaun Watson are due before the disciplinary hearing officer, Sue L. Robinson, this week. That's after 3 days of hearings to decide what the punishment should be for Watson for violating the league's personal code of conduct for his behavior during massages. The NFL wants an indefinite suspension with a minimum of 1 year without pay before being allowed to file for reinstatement. Cleveland Browns are hoping the decision comes down before training camp that kicks off in 2 weeks. That's right, it's hard to believe. Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California kicks off 2 weeks from today. And I can hardly wait because of this weather. Yeah. Unbelievable.
I can hardly believe that the Browns have a disastrous situation.
Oh, no, not again.
Right
oh, no, not again.
Training camp. Thanks, Craig.
Sure.
We're back in 2 minutes. We know it's been a hot night. Thank you so much for keeping us company. Please stay cool. That does it for the Night Beat. Don't forget that Good Morning San Antonio starts at 4:30.